Welcome to
The frequency.
All right, that over there. Over there.
No, you're over that way. Yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
All right, so that's Jeremy.
That's Patrick. Oh, wait, that's Patrick.
How's it going, guys
Yeah.
and gals? All right. So we're going to try something a little different tonight. I'll just kind of explain that right up front. I was going to try to do a call-in show. So if you have a question, you can actually pick up the phone and dial in, or just connect to a Google Meet. You can just click a link and call and actually talk with your questions if you want to. But that's entirely up to you. You don't have to, but that is going to be an option available. Thought that might be fun and a different type of interaction for everybody. Do you have anything you want to add on that?
We're going to try it. We had an echo issue, but we think we resolved it, so we'll see.
Yep. If the echo's too bad, then we'll just nix that idea for now, and then we could open it up. Even could pop in through StreamYard and try that way. But I'm going to try this Google Meet link first. And my wife and daughter must be home because the dog's barking. Yep, that is the case.
Yep. Kenny's here.
So tonight's
Jerry's
topic.
here. 806. How you doing, Jim? Edward? Thanks, guys, for stopping by.
Yeah, if you want to run through the comments and say hi to everybody, that's cool.
Just did.
That's all
done.
of them?
All done.
Well, leave a comment if you're listening or watching. Please. We'll say hi to you.
Hey, Matt.
There we go. Matt's here. Hi, Matt.
Since we got 19 watching.
Excellent. Hopefully we'll get a couple likes, a couple thumbs up.
How you doing, Ike?
Thank you for joining, Ike, and everyone else. Making dinner and watching. Thanks, Ruben.
Hey, Ruben. Gio, how you doing?
It's Gio. What's new, Gio? Let's see. Stream went great. Thanks for joining in. You're welcome, Jerry. Yeah, that was pretty good. I got some bottles done too, so that was a good thing.
I was so busy. I mean, I had chores to do outside with the chicken coop, and I was running stuff for tonight. And I popped in for a few minutes and said howdy while I was eating some food out here in the shop off a paper plate. So I didn't have time to do nothing today.
All right, so I'm going to get that link and drop it into chat. Then we can here pretty soon. Then we can take some questions. So we had on our schedule that we wanted to talk about cutting thin metal with the fiber lasers. And Jeremy and I did some testing and piddling around today. Mm-hmm. And Jeremy's cut some jewelry and stuff. So he has a demonstration prepared, and I have one as well. And then we wanted to talk to you a little bit, if you're not familiar with the term wobble and how that affects the fiber laser.
Right.
We could talk to you about that for a little bit. Someone mentioned talking about material tests.
Do we want to do that right now then before we get going?
Well, we can talk about it whenever you want to.
Do we want to hit that a little bit later when more people show up?
Well, hopefully more people show up. We could always hit it a little later.
Okay. I just don't want to forget to do that because I had a couple videos out for material testing. And I went back and checked some of the old footage, the old video, and I realized why I deleted the part where I actually talked about how it works. There was so much noise going on, you couldn't hear me. So,
yeah, I think that'd be a good thing to talk about, whether it's material test for fiber laser or diode or CO2, whatever. Mm-hmm. They're all going to be the same theory behind the testing, the same procedure. Let's see what we got. 20 folks watching.
21. It's bouncing back and forth. Cockatoo bird man. Howdy, howdy. Girl Scout cookies. Oh, I haven't had those in a while.
Let's see. I wanted to. So I'm thinking basically how we want the agenda of these podcasts to run, because we're kind of, well, at least my thinking is I want to develop the format according to what the audience and the people watching would like to see.
Yeah.
So would you prefer to have, say we've picked this topic of cutting with metal. Would you like to have maybe a little quick lecture, just some basic information about the topic first, then we can do a demonstration, then a short Q&A about the topic, or would you prefer it in a different order? Jeremy, what are your thoughts?
Galvo giveaway. Yeah. We got to find somebody to give us one to do that.
Yep.
Yeah. You have a little thing about wobble, so we can go over that.
Yeah.
After we get into it.
So I know people definitely like the Q&A part.
Yeah. I have no idea. I'm still new to this whole thing, so I've got some stuff prepared to show. I don't know if anybody saw my recycled copper from a piece of water pipe video. I'm doing the same thing with something else to recycle materials, and I think it's pretty neat because most people, I would think most people in the laser industry, there's some people in the city who don't do this, but most people are self-employed, usually can food, and so I'm recycling some stuff from the canning industry.
Not the stuff in the cans, right?
No, it doesn't make it out in the shop with 6 kids. It's gone before it almost gets out of the jar.
Good. As long as it's not like 10-year-old canned deer meat or something.
No, that stuff doesn't even last.
The can's good. Let's see. Let me pull this up here. What I have prepared. Why is it taking so long? Oh my goodness.
Did you get you a bottle of water so you're not going thirsty?
No, I didn't. I should have, though. I can grab one. Or I'll just yell real loud and ask the wife to bring me one.
There you go.
Politely. I'll politely yell and ask.
Text her.
Yeah.
I hate that. My wife will sit next to me on the couch and text me, and I'm like, I'm not even on my phone. Just look at me and ask me. Whole chicken in a can.
What is this? Oh, man. There we go. Okay. Finally found it. Okay, if you haven't heard the term wobble, as Jerry said, weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. When you're engraving with the laser, you typically have a straight line. Oh man, I grabbed a silver pencil. That was stupid. So your normal laser engraving is just a straight line, right? What wobble is it ends up making the laser do circles as it's going down that straight path. So that would be straight. in a nutshell, that's what your wobble is. Let's see. The official definition is the use of wobble in laser cutting refers to a specific technique where the laser beam is made to oscillate or move in a controlled pattern as it cuts material, which is different from our traditional. We use the laser and we're used to just straight lines. It's making straight lines or curved lines, but they're along a path.
So basically what it does is it shovels a path along your line to remove the material, like you're shoveling a sidewalk instead of dragging a butter knife through it, where you're not going to see anything happening.
Yep. So the laser beam, in the case of a galvo, the mirrors are causing the beam to move in an oscillating pattern. And then the theory behind it is it can cause several different benefits by using a wobble. Reduce thermal stress, possibly improve cut quality, enhanced cutting capabilities, which we know we saw that minimizes the heat affected zone, and it can increase processing speed. Those are some of the keys. But by reducing thermal stress, instead of just going along that same line, you're affecting larger area material, so it spreads the heat out. Jeremy has experience with wobble and increasing your cut quality because you can actually get smoother edges, so you don't have the jagged edges around the metal. If you want to speak about that.
That's not necessarily entirely true, because on some of the thicker stuff, you do have what almost looks like a coin edge, and you have to buff that out with wobble if your wobble's too big. So you have to adjust your wobble so it's just right.
Yep. So I'll run through a couple more points, and then we'll tell you how you set the wobble and what adjusting it actually does. Allows for cutting thicker materials, different types of materials more effectively. Well, the oscillating, when that laser is doing the wobble and it's oscillating around, it's creating a larger area for it to kick debris out of your cut. So you're not having to cut through that debris again, and it can help reduce the slag that forms from the molten metal just by spreading the heat around. Let's see. I think that's about it. Sometimes it claims to have reduced burrs, but that's not always the case, as Jeremy was just explaining.
Right.
So it just depends. And there's two ways you adjust your wobble. It's I can't remember how Lightburn calls it, but it's the amount of wobble and the distance between the wobbles. Why am I drawing a blank on what Lightburn calls it?
It's the step and the size.
Step and size, yes.
Yep.
If you want to explain that, go right ahead.
Well, I'm not entirely sure. But
Okay,
when you turn on wobble, step and size shows up. And what somebody tried to explain to me, or I think I saw it on a video, is step is how wide or how far it goes forward. So 0.2 millimeter, 0.1 millimeter forward. And then the size is how wide the path is going to be, like 0.1, 0.06, whatever you want to put it. So size is actually how wide the wobble line is going to be. Step is how far that circle is drawn.
Yeah. So if we were imagining it was drawing separate circles, the step is how far between each circle.
Right.
Or you like this. And the size is the size of the circle. So how far is it wobbling out? Which that's going to affect how far that circle is. Oops, where's the camera? How wide that circle is going to affect how much material is ultimately removed. And if you're trying to cut out holes and circles, that's basically increasing your kerf size.
Yeah. And when you're doing earrings and ornaments and different things where you've got artwork really close to each other and you're using a wobble, you'll eat into what's left. And I've gotten it down to where I've had 0.2 millimeters left of material on some of this stuff, and it's just really weak. It looks cool, but it's really weak.
Oh, and Gio's adding that it's good for very conductive materials that tend to weld themselves back together.
Yes.
Like aluminum loves to weld itself back together.
Mm-hmm. 806 had something here. Says, in my limited experience on brass, wobble generated more heat at the same speed. You put it over here now as a straight cut, leading to more warping, depending on the thickness of your material. So 0.3, I can just run a straight line. I don't have to have wobble, and it'll cut through it. Anything more than 0.7, I use a wobble because the laser is just gonna, if you don't use a wobble, it's just gonna weld itself back together as you're going down in. So yes, thickness of the material will determine how fast and how good of a product you're going to end up with at the end, is what the wobble is going to do.
Yep,
if that makes any sense.
I've cut steel with a wobble, and have still had it melt itself back together. So it's not the cure-all, just that you turn on wobble and all of a sudden it's magically going to work. Sometimes more wobble works better on a material, or less wobble works better on a material, or no wobble.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get into some of the deep dive specifics, the stuff that I've done with sublayers in wobble as well to help clear that out. So stuff I've learned messing around with this type of stuff.
Let's see. We do have another question. Have you guys noticed the difference in the way wobble works in EasyCAD 2 versus Lightburn?
No, personally, I have not, because I never messed with it a lot in EasyCAD when I had it.
And for me personally, it's been so long since I messed with EasyCAD, I don't even remember if I used, I think I did use wobble, but it's been so long ago, I don't remember. Because end of December marked 2 years since I stopped using EasyCAD regularly.
And I've only had my laser for 2 years. So an EasyCAD was 1.5 years of that. And I didn't use wobble. I didn't know what it was.
Well, we could get into a demonstration of cutting metal if you guys like. Unless you have anything else covering the theory of wobble you wanted to add?
I don't.
Okay.
It's just, you just have to play with it and figure out which one works better for your material you're using. And that's why we always say test, test, test.
Yep. And burn to learn. Trademark. Ooh, I just pulled this off of my laser bed. I'm getting ready to do this saw blade. Actually, it's a blade off of a trimmer.
What are you going to do on that? You going to cut it?
I don't know what I'm going to put on it. No, I'm not going to cut it. But I was just putting a circle around the edge. I did a dark circle around the very edge.
Yep.
See that? So I added that, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I actually might make it into a clock.
So I added the dark line, the dark circle, all the way out to the edge of the teeth on mine.
Ah, okay.
And then put the flag on it.
That looks very cool.
Yeah.
Nice job.
This one's going, whoops. This one's going to the art show. This is going to be donated, I think, for the auction.
I think I might take that blade and then put it on a piece of birch ply, cut out a piece of birch ply, make it a 2-layer, and then put a clock movement in it. Once I engrave a clock face on it.
Cool. Well, I'm going to switch over to my laser and then start doing some stuff here.
Okay. Oh, I need to turn my camera on. Let me do that.
So here's my recycling. We have, my wife just informed me that if I wanted to use enough of this stuff, we have a couple of ice cream buckets full of these used lids. It does require a clean pass, though, to get that film off the top.
I had my camera moved from where I was on Jerry's stream, so I had to move it back to get it set back up. And that's all you need to remove the film.
Now I'm gonna run another one now to clean it up. That one takes off that film.
Those, even if you buy those at the store new, they're not that expensive. But that's a great way to make some jewelry.
Yeah, I didn't realize this until earlier this week, and I was like, man, we need to figure out how to recycle stuff around here. All right, so it's definitely steel. It's not aluminum. It's not stainless. So we got that going for us. And I don't know how thin it is or how thick it is. I have no idea. I didn't measure it yet. I should do that. But my wobble on this one is I got a step of 0.2 and a size of 0.1. And I found out I don't need to go as many passes. I only need 15. I was only using 15 passes. I'm going to change it to 10.
And I have copper sheets. So here's some thin copper. It's like 0.2 millimeter. And I'm going to cut out Jeremy's heart logo. Not logo. Heart design for Valentine's Day to make.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
Make earrings. Okay. So we're going to be cutting out the same object. So can you run that same engrave afterwards? The exact same settings, just with no wobble? Just to show
not on this. I just leave it. I got it 10 passes set to that wobble and it's through.
Right. I mean, can you do it without a wobble just to show the difference?
Oh, yeah. I'll turn the wobble off on the second one.
Yeah. I didn't know if you're going to do that or not.
That's too hot. I got to let that cool down a minute. Okay, looks like I got to go back up to 15, possibly. Yeah, I'm going to go back up to 15. I was wondering about that earlier, and I should have tested it. Oh, well, what are you going to do? I'll let you guys see it. It's also very sharp. A little ASMR going on for you.
All right, I'm going to run mine now. Let me frame it just to make sure.
Okay, well, anyways, 15 passes is way better.
There, you should get a good view of that. Now let me focus. Otherwise, I'm going to not cut anything. All right, there we go. Sorry, probably put my head in the way.
Okay, so wobble is off, and I went back up to 15 passes because that's what works for wobble. So let's see if no wobble gets through it in 15. A lot faster. All right, let's see what happens.
I don't know what mine's doing. It's definitely in focus. Did this earlier.
So yeah,
There we
wobble or
go.
no wobble. We'll see how they come apart. All right, wobble. The wobble came apart really easy.
Oh, I see. But
No, it took a minute to come out of the lid. Actually, that was the no wobble. Yeah, I didn't do enough on this other one. All right, well, I'm going to do another one. I'm going to turn wobble back on. We'll put it over there.
for some reason my wobble's turned off.
Yeah, I'm going to lose a little bit of it, but that's okay. This is for demonstration purposes. 15 passes with the wobble. You can definitely see a wider line there.
I'm using the 60 watt on this one.
Are you? I thought you said that was put away.
No, that's what I used earlier. But I've got something wrong. So I'm getting nothing.
Fire!
Are you catching on fire?
The plastic on the bottom side that didn't come off all the way. That's fun.
I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna try this again.
All right, you know what? I did a whole bunch of them earlier today with 15 on the wobble, and it came out like butter. Now I'm getting one that doesn't want to cooperate. And that's the difference in the materials that you're going to find when you do this stuff.
Oh, I know what the problem is. I got the wrong friggin' laser stuck in.
All right, so there's, I'll let you guys see me tearing that apart.
Evidently, I stopped light burn earlier and then restarted it and forgot to change my device.
Live stream gremlins. Don't care. So anyways, this is what it looks like. So you can see in the progression of things there where it comes out from the raw metal, gets sanded down on a sand block a little bit, put a little paint, put a little glitter on it, put your earring stuff together, and there you go. You got a dangler. You got a center heart dangler. And you can use recycled canning lids. That lid did seem a little thicker after I picked it up than the other ones. It was an actual ball lid. The other ones I think were Amish or aftermarket, something or others.
Just being a little bit thicker, yeah, that can make a big difference on how many passes you have to run.
Probably could have bumped that one up to like 18 and it would have been fine. But you don't know. I mean, you never know. It came out.
This laser was cutting through this just with no problem earlier, and now it's not wanting to do anything. Yeah, I'm not even hardly seeing. I don't see anything. What am I doing wrong? I'm gonna have to close light burn. Move it back up.
Yeah, that's what happens, I guess. Live stream gremlins. I gotta check the chat here. Who's doing what? I haven't read it. I've been standing over at my laser. Jack in the shop picks up old rusty breaker box punch outs. That's a good idea. I got a few laying around here somewhere too.
That's crazy. It's still not wanting to do anything. Look, I cut these out earlier. See? These are my test pieces.
Yeah, they came out like butter. I was sitting on the other end of the computer.
Yeah, they look so good. Here's the ring.
Yeah, Jack in the shop. I use 1 millimeter thick copper from an old pipe. 0.7, 0.5 or 6. I can't remember. Brass. Let me measure that. And then 0.3 brass. And then now these lids. I've cut through some 0.7 aluminum flashing. It's pretty fun.
I don't know what's going on with this thing. Yep, that's what I think it is. I'm going to have to restart the laser. Yep. Always gremlins. Ghost in the machine.
Yeah, my thick brass is 0.7. 0.7 millimeter. The canning lid is 0.28 millimeter.
I thought maybe I used the wrong focal stick. Maybe not.
The thin brass sheet that I use is 0.3. And I don't use wobble with that thin brass. It cuts through in about 15 passes.
I'm going to show this copper piece boss. I'm tired of playing games.
Yeah, plug and unplug it, plug and unplug it. My USB port thing, I have to unplug and unplug every once in a while because I don't know. It's a good deal, but I don't know if I leave light burn on too long and not shutting it down, and that locks it up because it locked up today on me, and I realized that I'd probably left it on out in the shop here on my laptop for probably 4 days straight without shutting it down.
Light burn?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes that'll happen.
You got to shut it down and let it reset. Especially because I have a tendency to not close out of my lighting, my tree light stuff or whatever, and I'll come out here and open it up and go into Lightburn, and it'll still say frame. I'm like, oh crap.
All right. Here we go.
Speaking of that, I still have it on.
I've lost my focal stick. This will get me in the ballpark. Now I'm just gonna hit start. I don't know. It's still not wanting to cooperate. Oh well. Perils of the live stream.
I'm gonna try something else on these. I'm gonna get another lid, try it again with the wobble.
Unplug it and plug it back in.
Oh, yeah, that's a camo pattern. Put on a lid, just because I can.
All right. Let's see. Camo pattern on the lid looks cool.
This part's really satisfying. I like, it's like peeling off a sunburn.
All right. I'm gonna do something.
Yeah, just verifying focus.
Different. You guys are going to get bored.
Just gonna leave everything where it was at, 15 on the wobble. Let's see if this lid does any better.
All right. I am going to blast this coin I have over here with the 120 watt. With a wobble.
That's almost an instantaneous burn through on that very first hit. But it has to get all of that out of the way so it drops.
So this will be entertaining. Oh man, I just moved it. It's all right. This isn't cooperating today. I was going to see how long it would take to cut through this coin. It's going to be hot. Very hot. It's steel. It'll take a while. I might be able to cut through it by the time we end this podcast. I'm just going to let it run in the background.
Got my glasses on. I couldn't see the framing laser, so I thought I had to frame it, and it turned it on instead of framing it.
All right, so here we go. This is just going to run. There's some nice fireworks. So this is a cheap coin from Temu, and they're not brass, they're steel. They actually stick to a magnet.
All right, I got my computer down too low on the sound. I couldn't hear you. Hold on.
But I'm now going to pop the Google Meet link in. If anybody wants to call in or just click the link and join for, let's see, I don't need that link. To join to ask a question. No prank calls, please.
So Gadsden's asking if I ran a light pass. So yeah, I just took a cleaning pass to get that film off of there. And on the silver side, the part that goes up on top of the lid, I'll run 2 just because there's like lettering and it just leaves a weird underlayment underneath it. I don't know how to say that. A weird film underneath it from the laser after it burns through. On the bottom side where the white covering is, it just comes off and it's down to the metal. So that's more like a rubber, almost like a latex kind of a seal for food safe stuff. But on the top, I run 2 just to get it clean.
Got it. Okay. Well, hopefully this works from where I had it set up earlier. We shall see. If anybody decides to join in this way, this would be a good test.
All right. Ooh, that's hot.
Oh, yeah. I'll be interested to see how many passes it'll take to actually burn through that thing. So I've got it running at intervals of 50. Air assist would help. It'd help draw away the excess heat or blow it away so that it's less likely to warp and make it cooler to the touch when it's done.
Yeah, the wobble. Oops. Talk about wobble. That was pretty bad. Wobble helped.
Making jewelry is very tedious work.
Yeah, it is.
Somebody had a question up here that I missed. Let's see. Kenny. All right, let's see. Kenny has called in with a question.
How's my guru doing?
Let's see. Go ahead and talk. Let's see if we can hear you. Kenny has called in
How's McGurry doing?
Go ahead and talk and see if we can hear you.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
I can't hear you.
How's McGurry doing?
Are we getting an
Testing,
echo?
1,
Is
2,
it too bad?
3.
I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, there's a huge echo. I can hear everything like 5 times.
Are we getting an echo?
1, 2, 3. Yep.
Oh yeah, there's a huge echo. I can hear everything like 5 times.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to fix this for next time. Let's go ahead and switch. I'll give you the StreamYard link,
Sorry.
and you can just go join by StreamYard if you have a question. I'll give you the StreamYard link, and you can just go join by StreamYard if you have a question. He's wanting to pick up everything.
All right, I misplaced my sanding block for a second.
Yeah. Oh, he had YouTube in the background? That's probably what it was.
Oh, there you go. That's a couple of fresh earrings ready for hardware and paint and whatever color you want to put on them. Probably paint those red and put some stuff on them. Put them on the beehive. Damn. Let's get back to me. Maybe you don't want to see me. Too late.
Yep. Well, I don't know if it was just Kenny's YouTube or what it was. So I don't know.
Too much
We can
Kool-Aid,
Work it up for
Too
next
much
time.
Kool-Aid.
We'll see.
So, anyways, that right there was my demonstration on using recycled materials, and making something cool out of it. So,
Yep, and cutting
It doesn't
through some thin metal.
yeah, it doesn't have to be big, huge stuff. I mean, everybody knows ladies that like to wear earrings, so it's just fun to play around and experiment and do stuff. I think I'm going to try to use some of those, make some Christmas ornaments next year too. They're already round.
Went all to hell. Frankly, I don't even want to mess with it again. But I did have one piece of metal I was wanting to. I had his backup, and now I don't know where it went.
Uh-oh.
There it is.
Yeah, Jack, if you can find somebody to buy the stuff, make some money in the long run. I just sold my shark ones today.
What shark ones was that?
Did I not show those
yes. I remember seeing those now. Never mind.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, I got a Facebook message today, and somebody wanted to buy them, so they're gone. But I can make more.
I wish I could remember who had the question about the material testing.
Jim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll get set up. While you're doing that, I'll get set up to talk about that real quick.
And let's see. We should, if we could run a material test, something that's kind of quicker maybe.
Yeah, I did a couple on the lids. They didn't turn out very well, so I'm not going to do that again.
Okay.
I'm going
going
to
to-
change. You know what? This is my 175 lens. I'm going to leave my 175 lens there and just get a.
All right. I found my piece of metal finally. So now I can get that backup demo up and running. And it's not going to move around. Let's see. Here we go. All right.
Yeah, I was just clearing off my laser bed, and that I had two of those same lids. Those are considerably thicker than the other ones.
I know why that wasn't producing the amount of sparks. Mm-hmm. Perils of the live stream. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to see Mr. Sparky come alive. It's running those circles and just made it a big pile of molten metal for the inside circles for the jewelry.
Yeah, when I'm doing mine, I have quite a pile of stuff that falls out on the bottom.
Most handy tools when starting off, a pair of good digital calipers, for sure. A level, to make sure your gavel head's level to your bed. I like some shims, so you can shim stuff to make it level. Whether they're plastic shims or wood shims.
I have tumblers, practice tumblers, full of shim material at the back of my laser. I just dump them out and find the size I want. Chunks of wood, pieces of kydex, metal shavings, dog tags, whatever I've used to practice on. I just throw in those cups and dig it out when I need it.
I think that metal is getting hot. You can see the trail. I'll make this bigger. You can see the trail of heat that's left behind by it.
I'm just running a clean pass real
I
quick.
can get it. Focus. Focus a little better for me. There we go.
What are you cutting through there?
I'm cutting out your heart.
Yeah, but what's the material?
Steel.
Is that the 120 watt laser?
Yes.
And that is how thick of steel? Is that some of the stuff I gave you, or is that something you had?
Something I had. It's about the same thickness as the stuff you gave me. It's wanting to melt it. Might need a little bit bigger wobble.
Well, what I do on stuff like that is I run that 2-in-1, that 0.2 and 0.1, and then I'll run a few passes of like a 0.4 and a 0.3 and clean that crap out of there at a lower power.
Oh,
Sometimes
I can't run lower power.
What do you mean?
I've got to go all in.
Oh, okay. Well, do it faster.
Now that I can do. That should pulverize it pretty well.
Ooh. You got a 806. You have a electric lift motor. I don't know if I can get my camera up there, but if you looked into where the motor mounts to the shaft that runs down into the side, and got in there with your Allen wrenches and tighten those up at all, those can come loose if you don't have Loctite in them or something.
We are through the steel.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I see light peeking through at the bottom there.
Oh wow.
I think it's just wanting to remelt it. I need my full air assist on. Yeah, it's just a pool of molten metal there.
All right, I'm opening up my material test here.
Okay, now I'm going to turn wobble off. You can just watch the molten pile of metal in the center. It's kind of fun to watch. All the slag blowing off of the line. It's trying to make with the heart.
Oh, that's right. They got a new line around your test mode thing on here now.
Yep, I sure do. Let me get out of full screen.
Well, I've never seen that, so I'm going to use it on this one. All right, let me go into light burn. All right, so I don't like it. It makes it weird. Okay. No, move it up. All right. So Jim was asking a question, and if you don't have a MOPA, you're not going to have some of the settings. And if you're working on a diode, you're going to have different settings or CO2. But if you click into the edit, let me go back out. What did that say? Edit materials setting. Up here, you're going to have speed, power, frequency, pulse, and line interval. Those are the 5 that I have because I have a MOPA. And 3 of those for me, 2 for you guys that don't have a MOPA. 3 of these for me are going to be a constant. So I don't want to mess this up. I have frequency and Q pulse down here. So I'm going to leave speed, power, and line interval the same. And I'm going to, out in the other drop-down menus, I'm going to run frequency and Q pulse, right? Yes. So I don't know what this is going to do. This is a really old test. So I just picked one at random, and I have a 175 lens in, so I don't know if this was for a 220 or don't know, but we're going to do it. And then up here, you have count, which is your vertical and your horizontal. And then this down here is the size of your square. And I do not like running anything less than 5. I think it heats up too much. Anything more just takes too long. 5 for me, y'all do what you want, is perfect for a good color sample and speed and getting it done. So with that set, I set my edit my text edit, which is all the numbers and all of the information that you're going to see. And then now they have border setting. Just make sure that that is on line. Lightburn needs to fix that and only put that align mode in there and just leave it there, because I don't even know why they give you the option to fill and offset, because if you put that on fill, the whole thing is going to turn one color and you'll never see anything. So that's something Lightburn can fix. So we're going to frame it. And we're going to bring my mic over by the laser. And my camera that's hanging on my gantry arm is right in my way all the time. All right, let's go.
It with your head.
Yeah, it's like right at chin level, the end of it. So it's kind of weird. This was quite a large line space, so I don't know what I was thinking when I put this all together. A little bit quicker. So
it'll be
I
good.
don't know. But maybe you want a good grayscale. Here's a good grayscale.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's important for finding where you want to be for photos on steel.
You see some weird etchings that are coming through. There was a photo on this that I tried to sand and clean off. And just so you know, you can see right here, you could take one of these passes and just run that whole thing on one of those dark grays, and you'll have the whole entire etch of whatever that picture was come back out. Looks like it's starting to head blue a little bit up there. Can't tell these green glasses on.
Yeah, it makes it hard to.
And you saw that little spark right there at the end. That was the line. It didn't do jack. So whatever. Sorry, Jack.
It didn't do jack.
Sorry. So that line space was 0.05. I'm going to put another 0 in the middle of that and do 0.005. It's going to take a while. All right, let me look and see if anybody has any questions on what I went over. Yeah, Gadsden, they should just lock that into a line motor, completely get rid of it for the Galvo stuff. Wiggle the frame that the head mounts to.
Is your motor mounted at the top of your tower? Or is it at the base of your tower?
Oh, he's got a manual handle on top of that too, it looks like.
Yeah, manual on top. So that's I'm thinking the motor's at the bottom.
Yeah, if the motor's at the bottom, he might have to get bottom. It's a Monport GP30. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to Google some pictures a minute. I don't know what that looks like.
GP30? That would be their split system. And Jeremy has left the building. He was serious about looking that up. That's for sure. I'm sure he'll be back. Oh, it isn't all. So it's a Okay, the all-in-one unit. I have one of those right here beside me. Let's see. Let me zoom out here. And we'll get you over to the Monport. So this guy's loose. I would assume yours looks like that. I have a little play in here as well. And I was actually looking at the tape trying to find out where it is, because it's not in these screws and it's not in these screws. So it's on this thing that's riding on the shaft. But you can see how much wiggle I have. I normally just push it forward and kind of leave it there. Is that the same wiggle that you have? Yep, that's just the design flaw that I haven't taken it back apart to address. I'm not sure what's causing that. Yeah, it is. It's too much play. I think that's the only complaint I have about that machine. And Monport, they don't actually make their machines. They contract with a company that makes those, and they can be a little lacking in quality control. I got to the point where I couldn't do any more of their customer service. It was just too much. So I would not recommend buying a CO2 from them, ever. Fibers, you'd be okay, except you'll run into issues like this, and they probably won't get it fixed to have any sort of QC follow-up process, unfortunately. But that is life. I'm going to have to take this thing apart now that you guys have got me thinking about it. See if I can figure out exactly what's causing it. And Jeremy's back. I don't know. I just wonder. I don't know. I was thinking maybe those screws are just a little bit too long and they're bottoming out before it has a chance to secure the mount. But I'm not sure. I need to figure it out.
Yeah,
and Jeremy has rejoined us.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. I hit a button and everything disappeared.
That can happen very easily.
So that I was talking, and I was like, how come nobody's hearing me? And I look up and there's nothing on my screen anymore. And here I am looking at this Monport thing. Yeah, it looks like the motor's in the bottom, underneath, inside the case.
Yep, he has the same tower that I have on my Monport right here.
Okay.
So I'm going to investigate. These screws are not very big.
Look at that. Look at that, man. We got live, what do you call it? Diagnostics happening. That's cool.
Yep, I'm going to try.
Yeah, if he gets in there and finds some loose screws or something in there, I would put some blue Loctite in there just to keep them from backing out again. And that way you can get them back out.
I thought maybe the screw might have been too long and it was bottoming out.
Could be. Somebody put the wrong size in.
I don't know.
Okay, I think I'm back. Everything's where it should be.
Here's a little play. Put that screw back in. It doesn't seem like there's enough play to cause that issue.
Yeah, that's doing nothing. I went too small of a line space on that. It's just dark. But you never know. Does anybody have any questions on the materials test? Did I go over it good enough? Do I need to go over it again? I will. Not a big deal. It took me a long time to figure all that out too. But once I did, it was like a no-brainer for me. I'm just throw different settings at it and figure out which ones I want to keep, which ones I want to do the ladder system with, and that's all. That's all. So Memorex.
You want that now?
Yeah, just sit it up.
I have a Supreme in there too.
Doesn't look like that has changed. Didn't feel that bad whenever yeah, that's still pretty bad. Yeah, I don't remember it having quite that much play. I have to take that thing apart and get a better look at it and see what's going on. Built-in wobble. It sure is.
Yeah.
Just
I
shake
just
it a little
looked over
bit
there
while
and
the
saw
laser's
that
running.
Another thing that helps when you're doing this is you like actually read what your parameters are. My Q pulse was all out of whack. So that tells me that this was for a larger lens. I just changed it. I'm gonna run another one. I have no idea. It's almost done.
Yeah, it's the whole bracket's moving. Gatson, he asked if the bracket was moving inside the tower. It is. I just put my finger in there. I could feel the whole bracket that's attached to the lead screws moving around. So for some reason, it's got some play. And there's a couple wheels in there. There might be an eccentric nut that might be able to tighten up to get rid of some of that play. I have to take it apart and look at it. I don't know. It's odd. Very odd.
Yeah, we're just about done.
What else can we talk about? We can talk about whatever.
It's 9:18. We can do another 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
If you want to. If anybody wants to stick around that long, then I'll stick around.
We got 22 watching still.
Yep, sure do. Which is cool.
All right. I'm going to Another thing, this steel has been used before, which changes the top properties a little bit on the surface. So, I mean, this might not even work very well on this used piece of steel. So, it's not clean like I normally use. But here we go. We're going to try it again. I have no idea. Well, and at 15 on the Q pulse, we ain't getting nothing.
One thing that'll be handy to have around, Kenny, for your for starting out is business cards are fun to do. So some sort of jig to hold a business card. There's a company that makes some aluminum ones, or you can find some 3D printed versions. But business cards are always good to start with, as far as getting some practice in. 806, let me know what you come up with when you tear that down. You can just send me an email or find me on Facebook. If you get to yours before I get to mine, we hopefully get it figured out.
Yeah, Hobo is live now. Well, thanks, Pat. Now we know what to call you.
I didn't think Hobo was going to do live every Saturday. I must be mistaken. He was live last Saturday, too.
I didn't know that either.
Well, I think we're going to do every other Saturday. So he could do every other Saturday that we're not on Saturday, or can just go after us, whatever.
Yeah, we could probably start at 7 too.
Yep, probably so.
Not overlap.
Yeah, I would think so.
Oh, looks like we're getting a little bit of color at the end.
There's enough time in the day and enough days in the week, we'll figure something out.
Yeah. Should we start like a thread in on the Facebook page for this show so people can send in their inquiries on what they want us to talk about?
That's probably a good idea.
I don't know how to do that, but I just thought about that because you can do that in the Discord chat. But that's already set up. All you got to do is click it.
Let's see.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to go to our Facebook pages. Mine's HTL Customs, and Patrick's is Light Source Engraving. Laser Makers Realms, we're going to find both of us a lot. Check out our, we got Discord, Laser Makers Realm Discord too. There's some things going on in there. Slowed down this year with the Facebook group. Oh, there you go. I like that.
I figured I'd just throw a poll up. That'd be easier. Let's see.
Is there a, did you put the, Kenny says he's going to call in again.
Let's see. I wanted to do. I don't even remember how to do that. I don't know comments. Banners. I'm trying to remember how to do like a random drawing. I cannot remember.
Yeah, I don't have a clue. This last couple of years with this laser and a laptop and getting online and all that stuff threw me for a loop. I haven't done that. I swore it all off for 30 years. As a builder, all I had was a smartphone, and I never had all this other stuff on there. I just wanted a phone. That was it. That's all I wanted.
Just a phone.
I had a flip phone for 8 years back in the early 2000s, and I called the company and asked why my phone wasn't working, and they asked me how long I had it, and I told them, and they're like, "And you're calling us on this phone right now?" And I said, "Yeah." And they're like, "That phone shouldn't even be working because we haven't had that, whatever the system update whatever was, for 6 years." He goes, how you've been using it for 8 years? And I'm like, "Yeah." Well, they did something to it because the next day it didn't work.
Ah, here we go. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. All right. Jerry told me how to do the giveaway.
What's that for?
I'm going to throw some stickers, and I've got a few different stickers. I think I'll throw some in an envelope and do a giveaway.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to enter, just enter the hashtag frequency.
I'll throw them little heart earrings in that I just did, the triple stack in the teardrop. I'll make some earrings, paint them red, and I'll give those away. If somebody wants those, I'll ship them out.
Cool. So we'll do one giveaway, and you'll get earrings and some stickers.
Yeah. I'll send the earrings to you, and you can put them in the sticker pack.
Okay. Or I'll send you stickers.
Whatever.
Either way. We'll figure it out. At least give something away.
Hashtag frequency.
Thank you for watching. Yeah, that word was staring me right in the face, so that's what I picked. We'll do this, and then we can go ahead and wrap it up since Hobo started at 9, and then we'll kind of figure out where we're going to be.
Yeah.
For the next one.
I'm gonna grab a piece of paper so I can write down. Make sure.
So it looks like Friday is at 57%. So maybe we should think about Fridays.
Yeah. Get people before they go off and party hard. Or is Friday? I don't know. I don't do that stuff, so I don't know when the people go nuts when they're done working. KHZ, Jack. That's how you spell frequency.
Yeah. That's pretty easy to spell. So it looks like we're at 8 entries. Let me see. I'll wait a second. Start again.
Yeah. Did you know Kenny was trying to call in again?
No, I did not. I'm sorry, Kenny.
Q Pulse. We did Q Pulse last time, Ike. What do you need to know about Q Pulse? That was on last week's.
Yeah. Check that out. The first part of it explains it
Right.
pretty in depth. All right. See, 806 is out on Fridays. I think we should do Saturdays and be like 7 or 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to start collecting comments. And then I'm going to pop this up on the screen. And then here's the drum roll. If I win, I'm drawing again. Hey, Pat wins.
Yay, look
Great.
at that. Jim, so close. So close.
Pat, just send me your address to, I'll type it in the chat, sales@lightsource.pro. Dad will get it to you. Heck yeah, you've got let's see. Yeah, we can get it there in time. You'll have a Valentine's Day gift already.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, that's pretty sweet. What'd you get for Valentine's Day? I got some stickers. My husband kept the earrings.
Oh.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Chicken in a can dinner. It was hard work. Yeah, Pat,
Yeah.
if you want a different color than red, I have like a sparkly blue, like a dark sparkly blue, white. I got like an aqua blue, red. I could throw like silver and gold and put some glitter in it. I mean, let me know what you want. They're not painted obviously right now, so let me know Monday or something like that, and I'll get them painted up, put them together, and ship them out. Give them to Pat.
Sweet.
He can send them to you, Patrick, and he can send them to you. I'm not gonna hold you to red.
Well, we're an hour and a half. We're gonna wrap this up, and then we'll start planning ahead for the next one in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll try to get some kinks worked out of the call-in thing.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
I've got a couple other ideas that might work out better than Google Meet, but we'll figure something out. But anyway, that's going to be all I have for today. So thanks for watching, everyone, and sticking around.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Hobo's
Let's
live
all go
on his
watch
channel.
Hobo.
So drop into Hobo's and leave a comment that says Light Source Engraving is the best when you go over there. or something like that. Hey, comments feed the algorithm. As long as it's not curse words, who cares?
No, just tell them you jumped on the frequency and found your way over there.
Yep.
Rode the frequency
All right,
over
guys.
there. All right, see you guys. Thank you, everybody.
Until next time, we'll see you later.